Yes, we're unchanged, which is nice. Obviously coming off a good win and happy with our combination. We've got this pitch probably slightly different. We just think that we'll be able to get more overs out of Marnus on a pitch like this.
What other considerations did you have before resting on that decision?
Not a lot, to be fair. Just to have a look at the pitch. Once we saw it, was pretty much what we'd expect from here. And the fact that we wanted to continue a winning 11.
Tim, have you got any techniques you've been working on for flipping the coin, or thinking about sending anyone out there in your place?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do actually. Can guarantee I'll try something different tomorrow. I might go left hand. I do need to try something, so can't keep doing the same thing and getting the same results. Need to change.
And on a different note, Tim, do you think you'll give Pat Cummins a new ball in this test?
No, I don't think so. No, I think Jai bowled beautifully with it, and obviously we've used Starkey for a long time with the new ball. We think he's still our best new ball bowler when he gets it right, so we'll always give him the first few. Hopefully he can swing a few, and if he does, we know he's more than likely to get an early breakthrough. But what we have done is brought Pat on a lot earlier than what we have done in the past.
Tim, can you just talk us through why you've been using the markers in the nets for the spinners? And where that's come from?
I'm not sure. That's just for some of the batters, so you'd have to ask them. I just batted in that net because it was the only free one. But I think what happened was a couple of the boys were in there doing a drill, and whether that's their gaps or it's a fielder, I'm not too sure. You'll have to ask them. But I think some of the batters have been doing some work against spin with Shree. That's one of the things he uses in there, but I'm not exactly sure what they've been doing because I haven't been there. Sorry.
Tim, obviously you talk about the pitch and might work a bit better for Marnus in that sense. Do you expect it to be, I guess, a flatter batting track than what we've seen, and more pace on it in a batting track than what we've seen for most of summer?
I think it'll be a good batting track by the looks of it. It looks like there's a bit of grass on it, which hopefully means there'll be a bit of pace. I'm not sure how long it will be quick for. I think traditionally here it's been a very, very good batting wicket. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays. It does look slightly different to what I've seen it look here in the past, but I still think it will probably favour batting quite heavily.
With that in mind, is there a chance for the batsman to pole on some runs and obviously get that confidence back that hasn't necessarily been there all summer?
Yeah, absolutely. It's another great opportunity. We've used that word a lot this summer, but I thought, as I said after the last test, I thought Travis and Marnus in particular batted really well, and I kind of sitting back thought that if they hadn't had to go back out, or Travis in particular, bat through that night session, he may have had a test 100. So those two are really close to it. And I think this wicket will be, as I said, another great opportunity for all of our batting group to get that 100 that we haven't been able to score this summer. So we'd like to tick that off.
Tim, one to follow up on that. Has it become mental, the lack of centuries this summer, do you think? Because you've got two blokes who haven't been around in the test squad long enough for it to be mental for them, but as a team more so, that they both get out?
I think it always is. I think it is in every team. It becomes batting and scoring hundreds becomes a mental challenge more than it is technical a lot of the time. So, and the longer you go without it, the more you want it, the harder you try, and sometimes the further away you can get from it. So, the answer is probably yes, but at the same time, those guys have got to concentrate on what they know works and be strong enough and disciplined enough to do it for long enough. And if they are, then we'll get 100 this test.
Stark, was there ever any consideration leaving him out of this one? Because once again, there's been a lot of chat about him.
Yeah, no. No, there wasn't. As I said, we're still reasonably happy with his output. We know he's not 100% at his best. I think that's a sign of how good a bowler he is. He's still finding ways to pick up wickets for us at certain times. And like I said, post Brisbane test, we know when he gets it right, he's going to be devastating. And hopefully it'll be this test straight up tomorrow morning, or when potentially some reverse swing when he is devastating when the ball reverse swings. So hopefully there's a chance of that happening here.
What's been the feedback from the coach on the batting and and the lack of hundreds. I mean, has there been any advice on him from him, whether it's technical, mental, or
all of it? It's the batters talk about it a lot with him and with Graham Hick and other guys when they're around our group. So it's, as I said, it's about being disciplined enough. All guys have had starts all summer and shown they can score runs at this level, but it's just being able to be be relentless and be disciplined for, not just 2 or 3 hours, be disciplined and relentless for a day or 2 days. And when guys learn to do that, we'll score hundreds. But certainly we talk about it a lot. We're working really hard on it from a mental and technical aspect, and sometimes you just need that one to sort of break through the damn wall. It's another. Well, there's lots of words you could use, but at the end of the day, it's about going out there and doing it, isn't it? So I know one thing: the boys want to score Test hundreds. They're working their backsides off to do it.
Tim, it's been a while since Australia's had a series lead. So what's been the message from you and JL about getting the job done here in Canberra?
We've spoken a little bit just about, I suppose, our attitude and the way we turn up. Firstly, for our two training sessions here, and then tomorrow morning, we touched on we had a great win in Perth against India, and then I thought we turned up pretty poorly and really flat in Melbourne, and started that Test match pretty ordinarily, and then get a good side like India in front of you. We couldn't reel them back in, so it's just been making sure that our attitude to this Test is spot on, and we're leaving nothing to chance. And if we do that, start as well as we can tomorrow and put Sri Lanka straight back on the back foot where we finished in Brisbane. So that's been the message.
And if you think back to the first Test of the summer to where you are now, what's been some of the more pleasing aspects, the aspects that have improved throughout the team over the past 5 or 6 tests?
Well, like I said, I think we've unearthed some players that are going to have good Test careers. We haven't had the wins we would like, and sometimes it's really easy to look at the negatives and the losses and the lack of hundreds and whatnot. But I think at the end of the day, when we sort of sit back and take in this summer and plan going forward, I think as I said, we've unearthed some really good cricketers, batting, bowling. Jai Richardson again, Marnus, Travis, Marcus Harris. So there's a number of guys that are coming through, and when you add to that some experienced players who could be coming back, I think there's going to be a really good period of cricket coming up for our team and for Australian fans to watch.
This is the last Test match for 6 months. From your perspective, the performances here sort of have any impact on what you might be looking at for an Ashes squad, or is this you just rolling a line under this summer and because so much can change?
Well, a lot can change in 6 months, but certainly I think performances this summer will be taken into account. There's no doubt about that. So every Test match that you play is really important. This one, for a number of reasons, we want to win a series. We haven't won a series for a while. Going forward, we want to start building some momentum and having some guys that are performing consistently around this group. And if we do that, then our group won't change a hell of a lot. Having said that, there's plenty of opportunity for guys in the back end of the Shield season as well for pressing their claims with the Duke's balls and a really big series coming up. So certainly it'll count to that, but it's not the be all and end all.
Tim, when you're a Test batsman like Usman Khawaja, it's been up and down the summer, is there a risk in today's day and age where there is just too much information coming from the support staff, and is there a chance where you try to go to the nets when the support staff's not around and just have a net by yourself? I thought that you were doing something like that today.
Having a net by myself.
You're kind of the boss of your game.
Yeah, I just think it's very individual. Some guys don't watch themselves bat or listen too much in team meetings. That's fair enough. That's how they are. Others lap it up and want more and more. And Marnus and Usman are probably two guys that are very different in that sense. And every team's got them. And the trick is knowing how to get the best out of those players. And Usman's a very experienced player. He knows what he wants to do and how he's going about it. He just hasn't scored the runs that he would like. I think he had that injury at a really unfortunate time when he was probably batting as well as he's ever batted. So yeah, look, he's the same as Starkey. He's 1 innings, half an hour of batting away from being one of our best players. We know that.
Last question, Dan.
Tim, there's been a fair bit going around last week about scheduling and how the parts of the season might be shuffled around a bit for next year. Getting to this point of the Test season as the Australian captain, what have you thought about how it's played out this season? And secondly, would you favour the concept of, say, playing more Shield cricket closer to Christmas, moving the Big Bash back, and maybe having the one-day domestic tournament?
It's above my pay grade, that, Dan, to be honest. Look, I've always thought that players play, and yeah, we can have opinions and whatnot, but the good players just get on and play. It doesn't matter what format it is, when it is, what time of the year. You just got to front up and play and be at your best, and that's enough of a challenge for me as a player and as a captain than to have to worry about the scheduling and put too much thought into that. So, mate, it doesn't bother me a hell of a lot at the moment. When I've got time to sit down with people and talk about it, I'll think about it and give an opinion. But to be honest, I've had quite a bit on, and I find the day-to-day demands of Test cricket plenty for me. So I just try and worry about getting myself ready to play and leave the scheduling and all these other decisions up to the people that get paid to make them.